What is a default legal separation agreement? Have you ever wondered what happens when one spouse decides to separate but the other does not respond? This situation leads us to the concept of a default legal separation agreement. A default legal separation agreement occurs when one spouse initiates the legal separation process and files the necessary documents, while the other spouse does not take any action. This is similar to a default divorce, where one party actively pursues the case, and the other allows important deadlines to pass without responding. In this scenario, the court may grant the separation based solely on the filings and proposed terms from the spouse who initiated the process. The absent spouse loses the chance to contest these terms. The default agreement typically addresses key issues like the division of property and debts, spousal support obligations, child custody arrangements, and child support if there are minor children involved. When a court issues a default legal separation judgment, it holds the same weight as if both spouses had agreed to the terms. This means that the absent spouse has limited options to challenge or modify the judgment later, depending on the laws in their jurisdiction. It is essential to understand that a legal separation is not the same as a divorce. In a legal separation, the spouses remains married and cannot remarry. However, many legal responsibilities and obligations change or end due to the separation agreement. This includes financial responsibilities and parental duties as outlined in the court's judgment. For the spouse who wishes to formalize the separation terms, a default legal separation agreement can simplify the process. It allows them to move forward without prolonged court appearances or negotiations, especially if the other spouse is unwilling or unable to engage. However, it is important to note that the absent spouse relinquishes control over how significant matters are resolved. In summary, a default legal separation agreement is a court-approved arrangement that occurs when only one spouse actively participates in the legal separation process. This allows the court to issue orders on property, support, and child-related issues without the other spouse's involvement. The legally modifies the rights and obligations of the spouses while they remain married but separated.